Dory Story is the name of a YouTube channel with 300,000 subscribers that specializes in fake animated story videos. But it's kind of way worse than all other fake animated story channels in that it deals with some things that should definitely not be covered in these fake videos. I'm gonna go through them and talk about how appalling they are, so strap in. My parents have been committed illegal acts with me for 14 years, and I love them for this.
Hi, my name is Louie. I'm 14.
The quality of animation in these videos is really impressive.
Do you love your parents?
Not really?
Do you love them so much that you're ready to forgive them for their terrible actions?
Oh no. I have no idea what this is gonna be, but I don't think I want to, really.
I do.
The animation is so creepy. It's kind of insane. Why is the animation so unsettling? What was with that silence? I do.
As long as I can remember myself, I never saw anything other than the walls of my home. My entire universe fit into 2 floors and was split into a living room, a kitchen, a hallway, and my room.
Notice the lack of a bathroom in this list.
All the windows in my house were taped over with black, impenetrable tape, and they didn't open.
'Cause tape is very, very hard to remove and is very well known for being impenetrable.
Father would lock the doors leading outside with a universal key.
A universal key? Like a key that opens any door? What? That doesn't make any sense.
Always strapped to his belt. I never exited the house. The outside world didn't exist any more for me than the world of comic books does for you.
I was expecting something kind of different from the title, but I guess this is a bit of a positive development. It's a bit more explicit with the other videos. Don't get the wrong idea that this is secretly innocent.
No matter how many times I asked my parents to let me go outside, they always said no. They said that they want to protect me. They said that all kids around the world live as I do, because the outside world is full of danger, and the biggest one was a shadow in a cape.
What the fuck? Maybe actually they wanted to protect the world from you because you're a fucking idiot? Maybe? Possibly?
According to them, this person kidnapped children and did very bad things with them.
Oh no! Oh no.
But I didn't believe them. For me, it was just another of my parents' fairy tales meant to keep me at home.
You talked about it like it was the only thing they said. Is this implying that there are many different things they said? Because it's kind of not clear at all.
One day, Father lost his key. He looked around the house but couldn't find it.
This animation is appalling. They don't even animate him walking around, but they just have still frames which they fade in and out to. I don't know anyone else who has done that.
Because I found it first.
Mamma mia! Our main character here is about to head outside for the first time.
Finally, I had a chance to see what was on the other side of the door. I carefully planned my escape. I waited for my parents to fall asleep.
Why is their bedroom right next to the front door? That's not normal. Who has their bedroom on the first floor right next to the entrance of the house?
And sneaked past them and went to the door. I unlocked the door with ease and was already prepared to run off with freedom. I snapped the door open and saw him.
What the fuck is this? Um, huh? I mean, these are supposed to be real stories, right? So why do you have a mythical kidnapping ghost man in it?
A huge figure in a wide cape and wide-brimmed hat was right on the doorstep. It was him, the shadow in the cape. From fear, I quickly slammed the door and yelled in such a way that my mom instantly appeared beside me, as though she had been waiting around the corner.
So I just realized they put that there to stop him coming out, but that raises the question that the other people in the neighborhood would have seen the the fucking statue of a hooded figure in front of the door, and they did nothing. They didn't have any questions about it.
I asked her to call Dad over so that he can protect me, but she said he was already outside chasing off the shadow.
How did he pass you without you seeing him? You are in front of the door.
That night remained a nightmarish memory. I never again asked permission to go outside. I continued living in my universe, looking through the only non-taped window, which was carved right into the ceiling of my room.
I mean, if you tried hard enough, you could climb out of that. So, did you even try to do that at all?
Though I could see the sky, sun, and the top of the trees, I was a prisoner in my own home, but I was thankful that my parents protected me.
Okay, but this is 2 minutes through this like 8 minute long video. You basically gotten to the point right now. So, what's the rest of this video going to contain? Why is this video so long, actually?
But one day, everything changed. That evening, as always, I watched the sun go down.
From your window, your tiny window, you saw the sun go down? There's no way you'd be able to see the sun at any time except for like noon, and that's it.
Suddenly, I noticed a silhouette hanging on top of a tree.
What's with this animation? That's not what silhouettes look like. They just drew a person.
It was a girl the same age as me. I couldn't believe my eyes.
When 10 million fireflies lit up your world as you fell asleep.
What was she doing on top of the tree? Getting away from the shadow? But she laughed instead of being scared.
Yeah, because when you're having fun by yourself climbing a tree, you just laugh. Like, just laugh all the time.
She saw me and waved to me. I don't know why, but I got scared and I didn't go back to the window that evening.
What? Wait, what? Uh, it's a window above your room. How did you avoid it? Also, they just did the fade out thing again. They don't want to animate anything happening because that would take effort.
The next morning, I noticed a wrinkled paper airplane lying on my window. And though the window was locked, I knew a sneaky way of opening it a little bit.
Looks like you already got. How did you get up there? And if you can open it in that much to get a paper airplane out of it, you can probably just open it the whole way, couldn't you?
The airplane was a letter from that girl. Her name was Summer. She was our neighbor, and she asked why I don't go out. I took a sheet of paper, wrote my name, and that I'm scared of falling into the hands of the shadow in a cape.
Imagine getting that message. Imagine being Summer and getting that response. Oh, okay, okay. Awesome. Great response. Thanks for the information, person.
Then I threw my letter outside. That's how our correspondence started.
Oh boy, let's see what how Summer responded to I'm scared of the hooded figure who stands outside my door all the time.
She told me something very strange, that no shadow exists, and that normal children go outside, go to school, and leave their house whenever they want.
Whenever they want is a bit of an overstatement, but I guess so.
At first, I didn't believe her, but her words were so convincing that I no longer had any doubts. Either Summer was the shadow's front man, or something even scarier. My parents were lying.
I mean, you didn't believe your parents before, so is your parents lying like a big deal to you, even though you thought they were before?
During dinner, I asked my parents about internet, school, and cinemas. They calmly told me they never heard of these words, but it was impossible not to notice the fright in their eyes.
His eyes make him look like a demon because the animation is so bad.
The next morning, they searched through my room and found Summer's letters.
Why the fuck did you keep them?
That was the first time I saw Father enraged. There was so much anger in his eyes that I was not less scared of him than I was of the shadow in the cape. I was punished and locked into my room with 5 locks.
Okay, a couple things. A, I don't understand why they would be mad at you because you didn't send the letters, you just received them. And B, how do they put 5 locks on the door? And wait, the animation shows 5 door locks, like stylized door locks. How did you add those on?
They took away all my pens and pencils, forbid me from reading, and understanding how I had opened it, Father boarded up the window. I understood that I'd never again see the sun come up.
The crying looks so shitty. So unbelievably awful.
But the scariest thing was that my parents had been lying to me my whole life.
But I thought you didn't believe their stories before.
Month after month went by. My parents stopped talking to me. It seemed like I was a traitor to them.
Wait, if they don't let you go outside because they don't go outside, how did the dad board up the window? Did you do it from the inside? How did they put the statue of the man there if they don't go outside?
I no longer got any letters from Summer. I became the loneliest person on the planet.
You ought to met me.
But one night, that same window was broken.
The best special effects ever. Look at that breaking. You might think your laptop or your monitor is breaking. It's so realistic.
Someone from the outside world was breaking into my room, breaking the boards.
They didn't bother animating it at all. Also, wouldn't it be easier to just break into the front door instead? Maybe? Instead of trying to climb through this window?
I was scared and started calling my parents for help. They instantly ran over, hearing my yelling. I heard as they started unlocking the numerous locks on my door, but they didn't make it in time.
It's time for our main character to be introduced to the outside world. I want to see this. It's gonna be so glorious.
It was Summer. She broke through and threw me a rope.
Is this not illegal in some way? To smash open a window?
Climb up faster, she yelled. I had not a second of doubt and climbed to her.
Presumably, this took her months of fucking planning. What were you doing all that time?
For the first time in my life, I was going out into the outside world. I felt the wind, smell of grass, and the noise of leaves.
How are you standing on the slanted roof so easily? You spent all your time in your house, and there aren't many slanted surfaces to stand on in a house, but you're just fine standing there? How? How are you not falling off?
It was really something. Summer gave me the rope and ordered me to go down first.
What is that rope tied to? Just having a rope isn't going to help if it's not tied to something. How did you tie it to the ground?
You know, it was probably at that moment that I understood that I was in love with this unmannered girl.
Unmannered girl? What the fuck does that even mean?
As soon as I stepped onto the grass, I saw the thing I tried to forget about, the one who was in my nightmares every night. From out of the corner, I saw him, the shadow.
It's time for the final battle.
I was literally frozen from fear. He slowly and threateningly came toward me. Only a few feet separated us, which is when Summer got down the rope and was right on his path.
Wait, what the So the hooded figure is an actual what? How? Like they just stand. They just hired someone to stand there. Let's see. I'm I have no idea how this could be plausible. I mean, it's fake, but still.
Oh God, Summer, he's going to steal her. I can't let it happen. That moment, I got over my fear and jumped to the shadow and knocked him down.
What a dramatic fight scene. I was not prepared for this emotionally. It is such an interesting and great thing to watch, this fight scene. It's such a twist, you'll never see it coming.
I heard a woman scream and police sirens. I took the shadow by the cape and yanked it off, seeing that behind the image of the child kidnapper, behind the image of my worst nightmare was my father.
This raises more questions than it answers. When you got the key, wasn't he sleeping in his room? Did he pretend to be sleeping? How did he do that? How did he suspect that you were going to go outside? How did he know you had the key? How did he get outside? Why did he go outside? How did he? None of this makes any sense at all. It is so. It is such a stupid and awful twist. That doesn't make any sense at all.
From shock, I literally forgot how to breathe and silently peered into my father's eyes, cold and hard.
You what?
The police arrested my parents. The last thing Mom said before she was put into the car was, "Sorry, you'll understand everything when you find out the truth."
I mean, that's probably not the best thing to say when he's gonna find out that you're a bunch of weird hoarders.
During the court proceeding, Mom and Dad repented of having denied their own son's freedom. When the judge asked my mom, why, she said something that made me love them even more than I had.
Oh boy, it's gonna be some real cheesy bullshit, and it's gonna be so stupid.
She said that I had an older brother, but he went missing before I was even born. He was just 7 and was playing with the other kids right in front of our house.
And there it is. A fucking stupid ass backstory. Why did nobody even check on them during the whole time they lived in the house? This is so. Okay, then.
She had been watching after him from the kitchen window while Father watched from the garage.
They were just staring at their child playing from their house. Why are they not together? Why is the garage half open? What the fuck?
But as soon as they stopped paying attention for just a couple of minutes, he disappeared.
Yeah, maybe they shouldn't have stopped paying attention for a couple of minutes.
The other kid said a man in a cape and a wide brim hat had taken him.
A great thing to wear when you're kidnapping a child. It's really not distinctive, as many people wear that, and it won't make you easily identifiable.
He took my brother by the hand and put him into his car and drove away. He wasn't found.
That is a really long pause. Was that really necessary?
And so, on the eve of my birth, they decided to protect me no matter what. They told me stories about the man in the cape and the hat.
Wait, on the eve of your birth? So the day before your birth, they're like, hey, let's never go outside again, ever. Let's just stay inside and, you know, in order to stop someone kidnapping a child, let's fuck him up completely, possibly even more than just kidnapping someone would do. Let's make him have no social life so he will not be able to do anything when he grows up. I think you two maybe didn't think about this very much, did you? Even though it's kind of something you did for 14 years?
So then I was always ready in case I met the kidnapper. My parents' case was exceptional because I, the victim, the one who was denied a normal life, asked the judge only one thing: to let them go.
Not sure. That's how the law works. I don't think the victim can just say, yeah, they did do that, and it is very bad and illegal, but you should let them go. It's because they're cool.
Everything seemed to be the same way my parents described. The outside world is scary and treacherous. Its laws are not at all fair. It's doubtful the words of a 14-year-old boy will change anything. Now, my parents may face a long prison sentence,
Because they deserve a long prison sentence.
but I will do everything to protect them and free them. Summer's parents offered to take care of me and become my temporary guardians. I'm sure it was thanks to her.
I'm sorry, why do you still like your parents? Even though. Are they trying to have a moral that this is a good thing? This is a channel that kids watch, and you're telling them it's good to be a hoarder who never goes outside.
Now I have started going to a normal school, going outside at night with Summer, and exploring the world that used to be just an image for me.
A, yeah, they fucking hard. And B, how are you in the same grade as her if you had never been to school before? Like, you'd have to start way lower than she is at. How did you just join the school at the same grade as her?
You know what? Freedom is a damn nice thing. Thanks for being with me these few minutes. Do you have problems with your parents? Let others know in the comments. Give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. See you soon.
What about no? Next up, I love my mom differently, but I don't know how to tell her.
Hey, my name is Steven. I'm 16 years old. Have you ever had it that you couldn't remember someone's face?
Did I get the wrong video? I mean, that's a very different topic to the one you were talking about in the title. What the fuck is happening?
When my friends or classmates say hi to me, I don't know who it is. I can't even remember my own mother's face.
What the fuck is. How is this related to the title? At all. This is just a completely separate topic.
Though we live in the same house. You think I have a bad memory or am blind? Not at all. Now I will tell you why this happened to me and how it led to the greatest shame of my life.
Still don't know how this is related to the title, man. Who fucking titled this? Why do they do it?
I was born a completely normal child. Me and my friends used to love walking around unfinished buildings. One day, I slipped and fell to the ground floor.
And the animation for that looks really good.
I probably hit the back of my head on something. I don't remember. Sometime later, some weird things started happening.
Well, in this world, everything is weird and nothing makes sense. The world of Dory Story.
When I regained consciousness in the hospital room, some unknown woman in a gown gave me a bouquet of roses, hugged me, and cried for joy.
Oh my god, the fucking crying animation again! Stop it, it's so shitty!
Only by her voice did I understand she is my mom. I didn't recognize her face. I didn't tell anyone about it, though.
Why? That's kind of an important thing to notify people about. What the fuck were you thinking?
Thinking it will pass. But at home, everything became worse. As soon as I would look away from my mother's face, it immediately disappeared from my mind. When I would go outside, the same thing would happen with other people. I could remember the shape of a person, but not the face itself.
And you haven't still told anyone about it. Why? Man, this is a kind of a big problem that you should notify people about.
I was scared of confessing to my mom or anybody else, so I learned to determine who the person is by their voice.
Bitch, fucking tell them this! Why are you keeping it a secret?
I paid attention to their body, clothes, tattoos, other similar details. It became hard at school because almost always I could not understand who was speaking to me or who said hello.
Wait, what? But I thought you could recognize their voices. What?
People were offended by this. They thought I became arrogant.
Not sure how that's arrogant, exactly.
I started spending more time at home, playing online video games, but still didn't tell my mom about this strange thing.
You dumb fucking idiot.
I kept thinking, why did I stop remembering faces? What happened to me? Mom didn't notice anything.
Maybe you should let her know about it. Might help you to determine why if you told somebody.
We lived together, as she had divorced my father long ago, and for her the most important thing was that I survived my fall.
Still not sure how the title makes any sense. The title is completely different from the story. Like, did they actually screw it up and use the wrong one? Because it's completely different.
One day, I decided to tell my friend Jack about my problem.
Took you long enough.
I am unable to remember people's faces. He laughed. Yeah, right.
Why would he lie about that? Like, why would you ever lie about that? What purpose would that serve? What could come of that in any way that is positive? Why would, like, what the fuck?
And invited me to a pizzeria so that I could describe everything in more detail. We ordered Coca-Cola and a pizza, and I told him everything as it was.
I mean, what else is there to tell him? Like, what else is there to tell him?
That I don't remember my mom's face, that I can't make out other people, and I don't know why. We talked for 15 minutes. Suddenly, Jack went to the washroom. When he came back, I continued my story.
Why did you mention that, though? I mean, what narrative thing is gonna happen from this? Did he go and call the mother or get a bunch of people to make fun of him? I swear to God, if it's that, I'm gonna jump off a building.
It seemed like he got carried away by it and just quietly listened. Afterwards, he started asking me if I remember my own face in the mirror. And at that moment, I understood that Jack wasn't in front of me. I became upset and asked who it was.
Huh? What? What? But you can recognize their voices, right? I mean, from the second he started talking to you, you'd be able to know that it isn't him.
The person gestured for someone. They laughed in such a way that it seemed like they would burst.
What the fuck is happening? What is what is actually going on? Like, I mean, this is like, I mean, I don't want to look at the ones. I don't think they actually got rape anymore. I haven't seen any of the other ones, but like, they just make up these fucking titles that seem really controversial and they get views. I mean, I downloaded the video and didn't watch it, so I don't contribute to that view counter. But this is so absurd. It doesn't make any sense. The animation is terrible. The stories make fucking no sense at all. Let's just continue before I kill myself.
It ended up that Jack decided to check if I'm lying, and so he told his friend Chris about my problem.
Sure is convenient that they sound exactly the same.
Their faces aren't similar, but their hair color and hairstyles are the same.
Their hair color is not the same. Do they really just not decide? Who decided to change the hair colors?
So they were easily able to prank me. I became disappointed in my friends.
Why? I mean, they. I mean, he's kind of an idiot for thinking that you're lying because there's no reason to lie about that. But how? I'm not exactly sure how it was a prank either. It was kind of just a test.
Now, I spent entire days sitting and playing an online video game, saving the world and fighting dragons.
I went home and played an online video game.
It was fun, but for me, the most important thing was that I could finally speak normally with other people.
You can still speak to people. You just can't recognize their faces. That doesn't mean you can't speak to people.
As over each character, there is a nickname. We are all from the same city, although we have never seen each other in our actual lives.
So they just forgot about he can still recognize voices. Also, everyone playing this game is from the exact same city. This online video game Every single player is from the exact same city. Sure, who cares anymore?
We didn't call each other by our real names. We didn't need to. One time, a new girl, Fallen Star, joined our guild. We immediately found common ground and chatted a lot. I realized that I fell in love.
I know exactly where they're going to go with this, and I really do not like it. What was the point of this entire what was the point of this entire thing about not recognizing faces if this was the main thing? Was it just to make it longer? It's so useless. I know exactly what's gonna happen already. It's gonna be his mom. It's gonna be his mom. Like, without a doubt. I'm gonna be pissed if I'm wrong.
I would wait to enter the game just for the sake of talking to her. And suddenly, she invited me on a date.
What the fuck? They had never talked, but yeah, we've never talked before, but let's go fuck.
I was terribly scared, but I decided to risk it. I don't know her face anyway, so why be afraid? It's even better this way. I will immediately remember her by her gestures and voice.
Did you video call or voice chat at all? Because if you did, then your mother's a bit weird. Just saying.
And will not concentrate on her face. We agreed to meet in a cafe. In order to tell who she was, I asked her to wait at the table with a red rose in her hands, as this flower was the emblem of our guild.
Shouldn't you already know? I mean, I know that you cannot know what she looks like, but you didn't even exchange pictures at all? Why would you invite someone on a date that you didn't even know what they looked like? It seems a bit of a weird decision to do that.
The only mode of communication between us was the game, so we didn't know each other's real names and phone numbers. I thought, what an intrigue.
And I thought, what a horrible idea.
And so I entered the cafe. A girl sat at a table with a rose in her hand. She was obviously older than me, but it's hard for me to judge age.
You didn't even ask how old she was. She didn't ask you how old you were. Everything about this is so unrealistic and also a huge fucking garbage fire disaster. And this is gonna be the worst thing ever made in a YouTube video, and I don't think I'm ready for it.
I sat down and said, "Hello, Fallen Star. It's me. I'm happy to finally see you in real life." Her face fell in shock.
After you had said the whole sentence, she realized. Took her a long time to figure that out. Maybe she has the same thing as you.
She probably didn't expect me to be so young. Afterwards, I heard, "Stephen? So it's you?"
Maybe you should have asked any questions about him before inviting him on a date.
I was numb. Sweat appeared on my face. It was my mom.
Also, if they both left to go on a date, how do they not see each other leave and go there? I don't have any more words for this, but I'm going to continue going anyway.
I fell in love with my own mother and went on a date with her. I was shocked and burned with shame. And then I had to tell her everything.
Took you long enough. Also, I am kind of happy that the title wasn't just a huge lie. I mean, it is still sort of misleading. It is also hilarious, though.
The fact that I have not been able to recognize the faces of people for a long time, including her. She was shocked. First of all, from the fact that I did not share my misfortune with her.
Yeah, quite understandably. Because that is a normal thing to share, especially when you don't know why that is happening. Why did you not tell anyone about this for such a long time, you idiot?
Maybe the problem is with your vision, she asked. Mom, I see perfectly. The next day, my mom sent me to a clinic.
Yeah, this should have happened like a long time ago.
I went through a bunch of analysis, and the doctors finally understood what the issue was. I have prosopagnosia, a disorder which makes me unable to remember faces.
I feel like one of the writers just discovered that word and decided, hey, let's post an awful shit post on the internet with that.
Even my own. Most likely it was caused by that unfortunate fall in the unfinished building and a strong blow to the back of the head.
But maybe you shouldn't have been in that fucking unfinished building. Maybe it's kind of entirely your fault. Maybe everything in this is your fault because you're an asshole and you're an idiot.
It's quite a rare disorder, and though my mom supports me, I still feel lonely as before. Maybe it's possible that after my story, there will end up being more people who also have the same symptoms as me.
What? Like, people who get the disease from the video? What are you talking about?
Write me if you do. I'd like to befriend you. Yes, we won't remember each other's faces, but with prosopagnosia, we remember different details better than others. For example, how many times were roses shown in this video? Take the attentiveness test and write your answers in the comments. Don't forget to give me a like before you do so, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for taking these few minutes to be with me.
Give me a like. How are you supposed to write to this guy even if you could? There's like nothing in the description. Anyway, I'm fucking done with this. I kind of did want to talk about I met Billie Eilish, but I feel like they're all the same and there's nothing new to talk about anymore. Maybe I'll make more of this when I'm less kind of bored and numbed by it. But I've already been shitposting this out for almost 40 fucking minutes, so um I will see you. I will not see you. You will see me in the next video if you decide to watch that. If you stayed this far, then thank you for watching. Why do not you give like and comment and subscribe? If you do that, then I will be more favored by the algorithm, and maybe other people will watch this. I really hope that Jarvis Johnson's new video that is coming out tomorrow is not also about this channel, because it would seem that I ripped him off. His video has not come out yet, so bye, I guess. Like, comment, and suck dick. Get your subtitles on, because you have stayed for the after credits scene. The movie I mentioned earlier. I'm not going to give any context to this. Just have fun. Have fun. Mijo la haces, mi mina plenu chtisa, I mi te pija lo mla Buena. Ueshai. Imihashira. Ishizramunye. Ehenai mi hulkla. Sai. Imifalo le dimonje lo sanko. Ihusija dogoshi. Iminagoshi. Iruha bibin hosilo no kivash para el sampa. Imi pufisbo. Imi fujisha lo nomato ijakuhi min shasho haterwa. Imi mamo. Ikolona hanka. Isiha mina jono lo dohu mi vamo. Imi sos slabo le dimonja. Ihuto jisha plenui. Ijisha. Imi hel ajes dos sesmenimo. Imi shmene zo selshme. Pues y a mis líderes muy que y los hebreos y los niños y mi heo toljet shaho lo karem naish u hanri jendarzai y los que su chatra miho y ope morsi y au kiha y toljet indonesi heki huma Wime la shauka y Rocklandistani ehenai Pero ajes kutojisara no dojo mi hashu plama Oshai isho hotel